From 2001, this place had been helping this community to do self-help groups, to do microfinance and capacity building programs. Irrespective of religion, all the community was helped, and the community people were very sad when the attackers came and attacked. But the mob was so big, those that wanted to help also could not help. And the kind of destruction we see here is so rampant, very, very frightening. All the things burnt and broken. It's like almost like in a war zone here. In August 2008, mobs inspired by extremist Hindu nationalists unleashed a wave of ferocious violence against the Christian community in Orissa's Kandhamal district. These attacks followed the shocking assassination of controversial Hindu leader Swami Lakshmananda Saraswati by Maoist insurgents. Christians were made scapegoats for his assassination, and the violent backlash against them continued for around 8 weeks. Several months after the attacks, CSW and the All India Christian Council led a team into Kandhamal district to meet the victims and to see what life is like for them now. This is one of the cut trees, trees cut on the way to Kandhamal district when the violence was happening, using the small roads that were available to be blocked so that they can continue their violence.
They first threatened to us to convert to Hinduism, and when we will not agree regarding their condition, they burnt our village house, my house also, and we ran away to the forest 4 days.
The violence was extremely well targeted. The only house left standing in this row belongs to a Hindu. His neighbors on both sides were Christians. It's the same story throughout Kandhamal. Churches and the houses of Christians have been systematically destroyed. This is Jana Vikas, Society for People's Empowerment and Development. This is where the city where the nun was gang raped very brutally by a mob when the policemen were watching. And this is a very, very sad and significant place. Everyone has their own story to tell from the violence.
आमर घर मोर पुओटा बड़ पुओटा निकलासर आउ उड़िया मैंने भी जाति लोक आई करी एटा भांगी देले पुओ को हाणुथले आउ हाणलाटा एंती उल्टी गला जे एटे दी पटरे मारड होला चुपी चती.
They again destroyed our convent, that computer center. Here everything looted, everything. Actually now for the sake of children again we came back.
खंडा जाक धरी देखिबार से जने लोक आइला धाई आइला तो हम बण को धाई जा कहला कि हमें धाई करू
आतर जबरदस्ती करी आ राणी आसले नळी जाक धरी करी ता प्राणी करी शांति कमिटी करबा बोली कहला आज्ञा शांति कमिटी करी करी पर आस्ते आ धरी करी नेले धरमपुर को.
Violence like this could not and did not happen in a vacuum. For years, groups belonging to the extremist Hindu nationalist movement, represented by this saffron flag, have been inculcating in the local tribal people a Hindu sense of identity and promoting hatred and violence against Christians.
They are part of social engineering. And they taught them in each meeting, Lakshmananda will ask everybody, raise your hand, who can break the church? Who can break a cross? Who can burn a Jesus photo or Mother Mary's photo? Who can burn Bible? Who can kill a Christian? Raise your hand.
At least 50,000 people escaped to the hills when they and their communities were attacked. Many of them have now fled the area altogether to resettle in another part of India. Some have been able to return to their damaged houses and begin to rebuild using compensation from the government. These are some of the 3,000 displaced persons still living in government relief camps. They first fled to the forest before coming here, where they have been living for more than 7 months. Life is not easy for them. There can be 40 to 50 people staying in each tent. They want to go back to their villages, but the conditions are too dangerous. The villagers tell them they must become Hindus if they want to return. If they don't convert, they can't go back. The government claimed that the relief camp is over, everybody has gone home, and they come here and live in this settlement, and almost far worse than the relief camp itself, because it is unsecure, unhygienic, no sanitary facility, and no homes at all. Their homes are all gone. So the claims of the government that the relief camps are all over, only a few thousand left, is all unfounded, because this is an example of all people that were forcibly sent out and not having proper rehabilitation done. Although the families of those who died have been properly compensated, government compensation for damaged or destroyed property has been highly inadequate. Many people have grievances about the lack of compensation they have received.
Rinandi du lewaji ateru anarve side nang anarve melia side lilik ve melia te video ve grohno gya tenju enga anala ve pan biside nu game obostale mai enga mai ve side na selu anroane nakamai
ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ବୋଲି ଆମେ ତ ଯାଇକିରି ନୂଆ କ୍ୟାମ୍ପ ରହିଲା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଯାହା ଧନ ସମ୍ପତ୍ତି ସବୁ ଘରେ ଭରି ହେଇଥିଲା ସେଇଟା କାଢ଼ିଲା ପରେ ଘର ଭଙ୍ଗା ଭାଙ୍ଗି ଟିଣ ଭଙ୍ଗା ଭାଙ୍ଗି କରି ଘର ଦ୍ୱାର ପୁଡ଼ା ଦେଇକି ସବୁ ନେଇ ଦେଇଥିଲି।
Jacob Pradhan was apprehended by a mob while he was on his way to buy some medicine. They beat him and took him to a police station, accusing him of killing Swami Lakshmananda Saraswati. He was held by police for 40 days. He told us he had never been anywhere near the Swami's compound. Many Christians protest that the police refuse to file their cases and that nobody is being brought to justice for the attacks against them. The fear is that without justice, the attacks that occurred in August 2008 could happen again and again. This is Brahmani Gaon, which was the center of a previous wave of violence. The prominent Catholic church here was completely gutted in an attack. Today being the Palm Sunday, the people are gathering in the open in the compound and having their service. Some peace may have returned to Brahmani Gaon, but true and lasting peace and justice for Kandamal is still a long way off. The victims of Kandamal need your solidarity and action. Please join us to fight for them.